My name is Anvia. I'm one of the many teachers at Namaste, and I'm so grateful that you are joining us for this practice. So as we begin our practice this evening, in this beautiful sunny evening, I would invite you to take a comfortable place on your mat, perhaps a reclined cobbler's pose or a supported fish pose, and either one requires you to lay down. How hard is that? Place one block behind the shoulder blades and on the lowest level, and the other block behind the head if you choose to do supported fish. And if you simply want to lay down, as our beautiful gem has done, just lay down. Bring the soles of your feet together to keep the pressure off of your low back. Take a breath. Take another breath. Feel the ease of the breath. Notice your inhale and your exhale. Feel the rise and fall of the breath in your body. Feel the inhale begin at the navel. Rise all the way up to the throat. The exhale, easy and quiet, coming out the nose. Continue to notice your breath. And as you settle on your mat, let your mind drift back to the hour or so before your practice began. And allow yourself to step back and be a witness to that hour of events that led you to this moment to choose to step onto your mat. Was it a quiet hour? An hour of contemplation? Or perhaps you were running around with the kids, fixing them some food, or maybe you took your dog for a walk. Maybe you actually were at work out of the house. Just go back and think about it. Think about the motions as if you're watching a movie. And then see yourself finishing up the last of whatever it was that was filling your time. See yourself change into the yoga clothes. Gather up your yoga mat and your props. Watch yourself set them out and prepare each piece the way you like them. And then you take your seat on the yoga mat and begin your practice. And now feel your body on the mat and all the places that your body touches the mat. Your feet, your legs, the right buttock and the left buttock, your back, your shoulders, and your arms, the right arm and the left arm, and the back of your head. Feel those places equally, one not more than the other. Just notice your breath. Be at peace with your decision to practice yoga. corners of your mouth up just a little bit. And enjoy your breath. I'd like to share a story with you today. From a writer named Terry Hershey. He sends out emails weekly, and he is a popular writer, and his weekly reading is called Sabbath Moment. It goes like this. I had zero planned for Sabbath Moment, and at wit's end until Emma Thompson read me a poem. Well, it may not have been just for me, but it sure felt like it. She read Kindness by Naomi Shihab Nye. One of those reminders that sometimes a person needs a story or poem more than food to stay alive. And it made me remember this story from Naomi Shihab Nye. And here is her story. Wandering around the Albuquerque airport terminal, after learning my flight had been delayed 4 hours, I heard an announcement. If anyone in the vicinity of gate A4 understands any Arabic, please come to the gate immediately. Well, one pauses these days. Gate A4 was my own gate. I went there. An older woman in full traditional Palestinian embroidered dress, just like my grandma wore, was crumpled to the floor, wailing. Help, said the flight agent. Talk to her. What is her problem? We told her the flight was going to be late, and she did this. I stooped, put my arm around the woman, and spoke haltingly. Shu dawa, shu berup, habibiti, stani shway, min fadlik shu bit sewi. The minute she heard any word she knew, however poorly used, she stopped crying. She thought the flight had been canceled entirely. She needed to be in El Paso for major medical treatment the next day. I said, no, we're fine. You'll get there, just later. Who is picking you up? Let's call him. We called her son. I spoke with him in English. I told him I would stay with his mother till we got on the plane and ride next to her. She talked to him. Then we called her other sons just for the fun of it. And then we called my dad, and he and she spoke for a while in Arabic and found out, of course, they had 10 shared friends. Then I thought, just for the heck of it, why not call some Palestinian poets I know and let them chat with her? This all took up 2 hours. She was laughing a lot by then, telling of her life, patting my knee, answering questions. She had pulled a sack of homemade mamul cookies, little powdered sugar crumbly mounds of stuffed with dates and nuts, from her handbag, and was offering them to all the women at the gate. To my amazement, not a single woman declined one. It was like a sacrament. The traveler from Argentina, the mom from California, the lovely woman from Laredo. We were all covered with the same powdered sugar, and smiling. There is no better cookie. And then the airline broke out free apple juice from huge coolers, and 2 little girls from our flight ran around serving it, and they were covered with powdered sugar too. And I noticed my new best friend, by now we were holding hands, had a potted plant poking out of her bag, some medicinal thing with green furry leaves. Such an old country tradition. Always carry a plant. Always stay rooted to somewhere. And I looked around that gate of late and weary ones, and I thought, this is the world I want to live in. The shared world. Not a single person in that gate. Once the crying of confusion stopped, seemed apprehensive about any other person. I took the cookies. I wanted to hug all those other women too. This can still happen anyway. Not everything is lost. Compassion can still happen when we give way to the tender gravity of kindness. Encounters with no stain of stingy or cruel or callous or shame. Yes, because every one of us hurts and yearns and longs to be seen and valued. This week, I want to try kindness and mercy and being present. Of the poem Emma Thompson read to us, she said, I will dedicate this to our collective future, to the people we are going to be after this. Speaking of the pandemic, we have to access what has been so abundant, which is kindness, and we have to apply it to all our systems. Find your breath. And with your next inhale, bring your arms all the way overhead. Feel the fingertips come together. Maybe you need to keep your arms a little bit apart. Listen to your shoulders. And then lengthen from the hip points and take a breath again. Take a beautiful inhale. And as you exhale, allow the arms to slide down a little bit, maybe to 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Soften your shoulders. Find a breath. Inhale from the hip points all the way through the fingertips, and then exhale and lower the arms a little bit more, maybe to 10 and 2. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, allow the arms to come out like the letter T, straight out from the shoulders. Find some ease in the back of your throat. Find some ease between the shoulder blades. Take an inhale again, bring the arms overhead. This time bring the knees together. Keep the soles of the feet on the mat. And feel the connection of the feet on the mat, on the earth. So you want to press your feet just enough so that you feel the feet. Don't press for dear life, but you feel that connection. And notice the shift in the body when you simply press your feet firmly to the floor. It kind of wakes everything up. Feel that energy from the feet. Now inhale all of that, all the way up through the fingertips. Feel that full, beautiful connection. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down by your side. Take your time and roll to one side or the other. If you're on props, just roll off, get settled. It's a big transition in the body. As I said to my class earlier today, think about if you were a tiny little cell and you were so still and quiet, and all of a sudden there was this giant earthquake. And everything shifted to one side. So give your body a moment. Regroup. Breathe. Feel the shift of the breath in the back body. If you have blocks behind you, go ahead and just take a hand and kind of push them off to the side. We'll use them in a moment. Slide your top leg long, press your hands in front of you, and bring yourself up for easy seat. Another big transition to make. Just take a moment in your easy seat just to get comfortable, and then inhale, arms overhead. Feel the expansion in the back body. Exhale, bring your hands down to the earth without a lot of fanfare. Simply find your way to child's pose. So not a whole lot of fuss. Just an easy transition into child's pose. Knees wide, toes touch, slide back with the hips. And allow your arms to drift forward. Allow the forehead to come down. And rather than feeling like you're sinking down into your mat, feel like you're buoyant, as if you're floating. As if the whole body, when you take your breath, you're like a balloon and you float up a little bit and you exhale and you settle back down a little bit. So play with that idea. We may not be able to see it from the outside, but maybe you can feel it from the inside. You lift up and you get buoyant, and then you settle back down. And you feel that lightness to the body. With your next inhale, rise up enough to curl your toes. Bring your hands wide enough for down dog and curl yourself back to down dog. Settle your feet, maybe step them in just a little bit closer than usual for a full down dog. And then look at your toes and try to squeeze the mat with your toes. Bend your knees a little more than usual. Stick your booty back, hug your belly in. Find your finger pads. Find your breath. Beautiful. Inhale and float the right leg up in the air as if your air is lifting it up. Exhale and reconnect it back down. Inhale and float the left foot up. Exhale and release. Stay strong in your body, in your torso. Feel that very strong and connected. Feel the low belly engage. Look at your right foot. Inhale and lift the right foot up. Breathe it up. Feel light as a feather. Stack the hips, bend the knee. Give yourself a little twist. Keep both arms very strong. Keep that left leg steady. Find your breath again. And as you exhale, release the knee down. Curl in, knee to nose. Slow, slow, slow. And then inhale. Press the foot straight back. Exhale and float the foot back down to the earth. Very much aware of body movement and breath tonight. Joining in union of yoga. Inhale and lift the left leg. Stack your hips and bend the left knee. Both arms are strong and steady. Find your low belly. Let it support you by hugging in. Take a breath. And as you exhale, curl the left knee towards your nose. Inhale and float the left leg straight back. Exhale and release. Back down to your down dog. Maybe it's a little short down dog. That's okay. Breathe in, and as you exhale, come forward to a plank pose. If you need supported plank, come to your knees. Whichever one works for you. Take another breath. Hug the belly in. Exhale and float all the way down. Find your forearms and bring your forearms up, elbows underneath the shoulders. Wiggle around like you're settling into the sand at the beach. Flatten out your toes, find your toenails, and from your toenails, find your breath. Inhale and lift up, coming into a beautiful Sphinx pose. And now notice if your body likes to lock when it comes into Sphinx. Try to stay fluid. So how do I do that? Use your breath. Soften your heart. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, tip the left shoulder forward, peek over the right shoulder. Feel your left hip heavy. Find both legs and keep them a little engaged. Inhale, come back to the middle. And exhale to the opposite side. Drop the right shoulder forward. Left, peek over the left shoulder. Keep the low belly engaged. Feel your finger pads on the mat. Feel your body very balanced. Exhale, come back to the middle. Release your forehead all the way down. Bend your knees. Make a little pillow for your forehead. And then rock and roll your feet back and forth. Release your feet back down to the earth. Bring your hands by your side. Slide your way up for supported plank. Hug in for just a moment. Curl the toes. Now breathe back into down dog. Inhale and lift your right leg. And as you exhale, bring your right foot just in front of the left foot, just a little bit closer to your hands. Inhale and lift the left leg. Exhale it in front of your right foot. Inhale, lift the right leg. And as you exhale, release that right foot forward. Simply slide the left foot right beside the right foot. If you have a strap handy, reach for it. Bring it with you as we inhale and rise up. Arms all the way overhead. Just hold the strap in one hand. Exhale, hands to prayer, and let your strap come down just for a moment. It can be extra decoration. Find your breath. Find your center by gently pressing hands together. And as you just press the palms together, feel that energy lift you up. Feel it from the inner arches of your feet, just a little. And as you lift up from the whole body, feel the back of your head get lighter and brighter, and the throat softens just a little bit more simply by pressing the hands together and feeling that gentle lift. Find your breath. Inhale, arms overhead. Let the strap stay in one hand, just a beautiful soft forward fold. Stay with your breath. Let your fingertips sweep the floor. Inhale and rise right back up. Come back to heart center with hands. Find that connection, a little press, just reminding everything to stay with center. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale in a sweep forward fold. Sweep the fingertips towards the floor. Inhale, rise with the breath. Use the whole inhale to lift you all the way up, light as a feather. Find that connection. Bring hands together with an exhale. Feel that gentle press, that reconnecting, the sealing together of it all, if you will. Inhale, arms overhead. Beautiful forward fold. This time bring your hands to your knees for that sweet support for the low back. Allow the head to dangle down. Take a breath here, upside down and all. Now feel your legs engaged, so you feel very steady and more rooted to the earth. So feel that engagement. It's a subtle change. You bring the arms wide as you rise all the way up, as if coming out of a chair pose. And then lengthen through. Hands come together. Bring them back to prayer with an exhale. Regrouping once again, finding our midline. Now take your strap. Hold it in both hands. And let your hands come down just to your thighs. Just about hip distance. Wait for just a moment. Find your breath. Inhale, arms overhead. Bring them a little wider than shoulders, and you can step your feet just a little further apart. Depending on your knees and how they feel about things, if you need to turn your toes out a little bit, do it. Hug your belly in. And as you exhale, take a forward fold, stick your booty back, and imagine that you're hooking your strap behind you. So your arms come behind, belly is strong, legs engaged. And as you exhale, drop the left arm towards the floor, turn your right arm up, bend the left knee a little more. Inhale back to the middle, it's like you're a giant windmill. And now exhale over to the left, turning your body to the left. Right arm comes down, left arm comes up. Bend the right knee a little more. Make your way back to the middle with an inhale and a softening. Rise all the way back up. Step the feet a little closer together. Drop over to the left with an exhale. Imagine you're leaning against a wall. So if your chest likes to pop forward, you want to stay tall. If you tend to round the back, lengthen through the heart. Allow the arms to be heavy over to the left. Your left ear floats down towards your left shoulder. Inhale and rise back up. Let's take it to the opposite side. Drifting over to the opposite. Feel as if you're leaning against a wall. Find the center arches of your feet and feel a lift there, even though we're a little bit tilted. Inhale, come back to the middle. Take it again, over to the left. Inhale, come back to middle, and exhale to the right. Inhale your way all the way back up. Perhaps and perhaps not. It's a choice you want to make. You can take the forward fold, bringing your arms behind you. If your shoulders are like, I've had enough, simply bring the strap down. Bring your hands down to the earth and prepare for down dog. If you have the strap behind you, just take a breath, then release the strap down and find down dog. Step your way back to your dog. Inhale to plank pose and lower to the earth, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga. Come all the way down. Breathe down. Beautiful, beautiful, ladies. Flatten your toes, and from your toes, inhale, breathe up into a beautiful Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Nicely done. Feel your arms strong. Bring the elbows in a little more. Lift the heart from the low belly. Beautiful. Exhale, release all the way back down. Nicely done. Curl your toes. Slide back to a puppy dog pose just because it feels so darn delicious. Slide it back. Find your hands. Don't forget about them. Find your fingertips. And just connect. Feel any connection that you do. Beautiful. Inhale, rise back up to table pose. Pause for a moment and notice what your body likes to do in your table pose. Just be aware. Toes curled, toes not curled. Notice. And with your next exhale, curl the body, rounding into cat pose. Inhale and curl your way into cow. Exhale and curl into cat. Inhale, make your way into cow pose. Exhale and curl. Coming into cat. Come back to a neutral place. Bring your right foot forward. Coming in for a low lunge. Lift the back knee. Lengthen so you're in high lunge, and then lower that back knee down. You can bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot if you like. Bring your right hand to your knee. Take a little twist. Now keep the back leg engaged. Don't forget about it. Lift your chin a little bit. Adjust that support arm and hug in a little so you're not pushing into the left arm. Maybe you bend the left knee and maybe you reach for the foot with your right hand. Maybe it's a little too early in the practice. Be okay with whatever is. Find your breath. Smile. Hello, Mr. Canadian Geese. Exhale and release your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Slide your hips back, coming into a half split Ardha Hanuman. Inhale and rise back up. Hands support you while you slide that right foot back, coming back into table pose. Take a few little circles, just a few. Release the knee back down to the earth and draw the left foot forward. Low lunge, lift to a high. Get nice and long, release that back knee down. Maybe you bend your knee, maybe you reach for your foot, maybe you don't. Lift your heart, breathe. Gently release your foot. Bring your left hand to the inside of the left foot and slide back. Inhale, rise back up. Slide the left foot back, coming back into table pose. Come down onto your forearms. Interlace your fingers, pinkies are long, and bring your elbows underneath the shoulders. Curl your toes, breathe your way into dolphin pose. Notice where your neck is happiest. Mine is always happy when I keep my ears between my arms. Some folks like to look up towards their thumb. It's a very personal choice. Keep the belly strong. Maybe you can walk your toes a little closer to your nose, maybe not. It doesn't matter. Find your breath and be okay being upside down. Exhale and release your knees back down to the earth. Take a moment. Keep the elbows where they are. Regroup. Come back into table pose. Draw your left foot forward. Make sure your strap is close by to your left foot. Inhale and rise to a high lunge. Pivot the back heel down. Take your strap and wrap it around the bottom of your left foot. Hold the strap in your left hand as you rise enough to swing the right arm behind you and reach for the strap. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh, coming into Parsvakonasana. Lift your heart, stack the shoulders as if you're leaning against a wall. Find your breath. Give your shoulder a moment. If you like, begin to straighten the front leg, coming into sort of a Trikonasana, so a modified Trikonasana. Let that arm come down, the left arm. Mindful of your right shoulder. Now release back down into Parsvakonasana. Find your breath, regroup. Release the strap, let it go. Open up and rise to Warrior Two. Settle, lift up a little bit out of the Warrior Two, turn the palms to face up and float back down into your Warrior. Inhale, rise up, bring the legs strong, arms overhead. And as you exhale, find reverse Trikonasana. Feel both sides of the body strong. Inhale the right arm overhead, let the fingertips touch. And as you exhale, float back down to your Warrior Two. Cartwheel your hands to the earth. Right hand stays on the floor. Pivot the back heel up, left arm to the sky. Hug the belly in. Lift your hips any amount. Exhale, release the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Pivot the back heel down. Coming into wide leg forward fold, take a bow. Walk your hands way out in front of you as if you're in this huge, crazy down dog. Feel the inner thighs engage. Try not to let them collapse. Stay strong in the belly, strong in the back of the heart. Beautiful. Bend your knees just a little bit and turn your toes out, turn your heels out just a little bit. Keep your right hand where it is. Bring your left hand over to the right ankle. Take a peek underneath your right arm. Look to the earth, release the left hand. Lift up, come back to wide leg forward fold, and as you exhale, bring the right hand over to the left ankle. Peek underneath the left arm. Gently bring the right hand back where it belongs. Settle back into wide leg forward fold. Straighten your feet so they're parallel to the earth. Lift your hips a little. Exhale and bow as deep as your body will allow. Let your head dangle. Feel your inner thighs engage. Bend the knees. Turn your heels in a click. Rise all the way up. Come all the way up, arms overhead. Big wide stance. Exhale, hands to prayer. Settle down, goddess pose. Soles of the feet strong. Feel your feet, feel your legs engaged. Inhale the arms straight overhead. Exhale, forward fold into this crazy squat. Hands come down. Now lengthen the legs. Come back into your wide leg forward fold. Inhale, lift the back of your heart. Now turn your right toes towards the back of your mat. And then take your strap with you. Wrap it around the bottom of the right foot. Hold it in that right hand. Left foot is long for your long lunge. Wrap the strap behind you. Hold the strap in your left hand. Open up for that supported with a bind, Parsvakonasana. Hug the belly in, lift your heart. Notice what you notice. Begin to lengthen the front leg coming into that modified Trikonasana, triangle pose. Bring the right hand to the inside or to the outside, it's your choice. Don't push. Bend the front knee, come back into Parsvakonasana. Find your breath. You got it, girl. You're good. Begin to lengthen the front leg coming into that modified Parsva. Now release your strap. Rise all the way up. Open up the arms for Warrior Two and settle in. Right knee bends. Beautiful. Inhale, take a reverse. While in reverse, lengthen the front leg. So now we're in reverse Trikonasana. Gorgeous. Exhale, bend the knee. Come right back into Warrior Two. Smile. Cartwheel your hands down to the earth. Pivot the back heel up. Right arm to the sky. Take a breath. And as you exhale, release the right hand to the inside of the right foot and walk yourself all the way back around to the front of your mat and slide back into down dog. Inhale to plank and lower to the earth, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga. Breathe up into your upward facing dog, whether it be supported or full on. Draw the throat back. Breathe. Release the knees. Slide back into puppy dog pose. Inhale and rise all the way up to table. Bring your right foot up to the outside of the right hand. Settling in, we're coming in for a lizard pose. And bring the hands to the inside of the right foot. Feel yourself supported. You can stay on your hands. If you're super bendy, you can come down on the forearms. Listen, listen, listen. We're going through a little asana flow that one of my students has named Komodo Dragon Asana. So you be the judge. Find your breath. Smile. If you are low in your lizard, rise up. Heel toe your right foot to about the center of your mat. It's a very awkward place for the hip. So start out with the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Allow the knee to drift open. Do not put weight into the hip. You want to keep the left leg strong. Your arms are strong. Your core is super engaged. Curl the right toes towards the knee. Now if you want to go a little deeper and get a little funkier, walk your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Bring your left hand over. Let your heart drift over to the left. Smile. Breathe. Inhale. Walk yourself back enough to support you. Now heel toe the right foot all the way across the mat. Drift all the way down with the leg coming into Ekapada Rajakapotasana. Everybody's favorite, right? So if you need support under that right hip, use your block, use your blanket. Breathe. Depending on your pigeon pose, depends on where you go. If you want to come to forearms, come to forearms. If you have the gift to lay all the way down, lay all the way down. Listen and honor what is appropriate for you today. And it might not be appropriate tomorrow. You never know. Find your breath. Very sweetly begin to rise back up. Walk your hands closer to your leg. Heel toe the back leg in. And slide your foot back, coming back into table or down dog, your choice. Take some fire hydrant circles with that right hip. Working it out. Maybe make some funny figure eights, whatever that feels like in your body. Just working it out. Nice. Now release that foot to the earth. Inhale and lift your left leg. As you exhale, bring the left foot to the outside of the left hand, settling in for lizard on this side. Lower the back knee. Feel comfortable to begin. Feel safe and that you know you've placed yourself well. Breathe. Maybe you allow that left leg to open. Maybe you keep it steady. It really depends on you and your hip and how things feel today. Find your low belly. Allow it to support you. Feel your shoulders strong and steady, and even the back leg engaged. Notice. Find your breath. With your next inhale, come to your hands. Use your hands to support you and heel toe your left foot to the center of your mat. Start out with hands on either side of the foot just to get your bearings. Lift the back knee, lay it down if you need to. Curl the left toes towards the left knee. Maybe once you're settled, you bring your left hand to the inside and you walk yourself way over. Find your breath. Inhale, now walk your hands back so they support you, and heel toes, slide that left foot all the way across, coming into Ekapada Rajakapatasana, pigeon pose on this side. Breathe. Allow your body to settle and come down into the pose where it works for you. Inhale and rise back up. Use your hands for support. Heel toe the back foot in. Slide the left leg back. Make your way into down dog or into table pose and work out that hip. Beautiful. Slowly release your foot back down. And you have a decision to make. Would you like to do one more plank pose and lower down through a sun salutation, or is this enough? It's your choice. Whatever you choose wisely, and let's all meet in easy seat Sukhasana. Bring your legs long in front of you and shake it out. Pull the fleshy part of your sit bones out and draw that right foot in. Interlace your fingers around the leg and press the brake with your left foot. Feel that steadiness. Feel the right foot supports you. Feel your left leg pressing to the earth supports you equally. Not easy to do. Keep the left hand on the right knee. Inhale the right arm high. Exhale and let it drift behind you. Lift your heart, lift your chin. Feel your right foot pressing to the earth. Take an inhale to come out of the twist a little bit and an exhale to drift even deeper. Do that a few times. Inhale the right arm overhead. Come back to the middle and bring that right hand across. Round the back. Lower your heart down. Inhale and lift back up. Just simply switch sides. Right leg comes long, left leg comes in. Interlace fingers around. Press the gas with your right foot. Feel steady and strong. Right hand stays to support the left knee. Lift up the left arm with a breath. Exhale behind you. Coming into a twist. Breathe into it and out of it. So inhale to come out and exhale, drift into your twist. Keep lifting through the back of your heart. Breathe in and out of the twist. Inhale your left arm overhead. And as you exhale, cross over the body. Let it wrap around that right foot, rounding the back. Very sweetly rise back up. Shake all of that out. Let your legs come long. Shake them out. Bring the soles of your feet together. Open your feet up like a really good book. Rock a little from side to side because it's fun. No other reason, it just feels good. Open your feet up. Lift your heart, and as you exhale, allow your body to round down. Allow the elbows to press to the calf muscle, encouraging a little more opening through the groin, not forcing, just a little invitation. Ease in the throat. Inhale and rise back up. Make sure you're about the center of your mat and make your way all the way down. Beautiful. If you have your strap handy, reach for it. Wrap the strap around the bottom of your right foot. Let that leg come long. Hold the strap in both hands. And now lift the legs straight up in the air as if your feet are going to tickle the flats. Hold the strap in both hands. No need to go crazy. Just feel the connection. Now feel the hips settle. So you're not pulling, you're not forcing, you're just holding. Feeling that completeness, the fullness of that holding of the strap. Now hold the strap, both of them, in your right hand. And as you exhale, open up. Let that leg drift out to the right. Bring your left hand onto your hip, just as a gentle reminder not to go too far. When the left hip starts to pop up, back off a little bit. Find your breath. Maybe you let the right leg drift down towards your left toes a little bit. Keep breathing. Now release the left arm. Turn your chin toward your left arm. Inhale your leg to the middle and take the strap in your left hand. Draw that foot all the way across your body. Turn your chin away from your extended foot. Beautiful. Open up the right arm if you like. Notice a full breath even though you're in a twist. Inhale your way back to the middle. Keep that leg high to the sky. Hold the strap in both hands and bring the left foot up. A midair switch. Allow the right leg to come down long. Beautiful. Now hold the strap in both hands. Allow the body to find that connection. Feel the completeness that happens and settles into the hip joint. Let the breath settle your body. Now hold the strap in your left hand and open the leg out to the left. Keep that right hand on the right hip just to keep things honest. And then open up the right arm. Open the chin. Beautiful. Feel the softness about the pose. So easy to get locked or stuck in something like this. And the next thing you know, your arm is holding on for dear life, your foot's pressed out there. Let that go. Let the strap do the work for you. Let the strap do the holding. Feel an ease about the pose. Inhale and bring the leg to the center. Take the strap in your right hand and enjoy that beautiful twist. It's like settling down into the most comfy, cozy bed of blankets and pillows. Find your breath, settle in, feel the fullness of the breath and the twist. Inhale your way back to the middle. Hold the strap in both hands. Bring the right foot back up into the strap to join the left. So both feet are in the strap. Now allow your legs to come wide. Holding the strap. Feel like you're 5 years old again, acting silly. And rock a little bit from side to side. Why not? Because it feels good, right? You're laughing, so it's got to feel fun, right? It's fun. Beautiful. Oh, rock and roll your way back to the middle and slide your feet back together and enjoy that settling. It's like you shook up a glass of water and now you're going to let it settle. Nicely done. Remove the strap and lower your feet or hold the strap around your feet. Either way. Bring your feet down to the earth. Feel that connection. Feet land close to hips. Beautiful. Feel yourself snuggle those shoulders. It's like you're tucking yourself in for something delicious. Beautiful. Press your feet to the earth. Inhale and lift your hips, finding your way into that beautiful bridge pose. Now press your triceps to the earth and bend your elbows to get a little more out of the pose. Just a little something. Whatever that might be. Tuck your chin a little bit, lengthening the back of the neck. Don't go too far. Come up onto your toes with an inhale. And as you exhale, float yourself all the way down to the earth. Beautiful. For those of you that like to take a shoulder stand or a plow pose, feel free to take that. You don't have to. It's entirely up to you. Beautiful option, thank you. Whatever you choose, feel the lift of the pose. There's always the rooting down. There's always that security of the earth. But feel that buoyancy of the pose as well. Keep breathing. As you exhale, begin to bend one knee and then the other, bringing your feet back down to the earth. Move any support you might have off to the side and make your way in for the hardest pose in yoga, Shavasana. Let your feet come a little bit apart. Encourage your hands to turn up. Feel your body settle. Become a witness in your mind's eye and come back to 10 minutes before class begins. You changed clothes. You were settling in, preparing everything, those last minute details. And as witness, see yourself starting your practice today. Settling in for a story. The mind wandering around like a crazy puppy dog, like they always do when we ask it to be still. And now your body rests. The breath is easy. Feel your yoga mat support your body. Notice the rise and the fall of the breath. Notice sounds. Notice the most distant sound that you can hear without really identifying it. Just notice it. And then let your mind move from sound to sound, ranging from the most distant, gradually coming closer and closer and closer still. Become aware of your body on the floor. Become aware of your fingers and your toes, your ankles and your wrists. And if you like, begin to make little movements with them. You don't have to. If you like to bring your arms overhead and lengthen from the heels to the fingertips and the toes, you're free to do that. Maybe curl your toes towards your knee and spread them wide. Wiggle them around a little bit more. And as you're ready, bring your hands back down by your side and roll to whichever side calls you. Curl up for a moment. And be okay with where you are right now. There's no place else you can be. Feel the breath in your back body. Feel your body held by the side. Feel the calmness of your breath. Slide your top leg long. Press your hands in front of you and make your way up for easy seat. Draw hands to prayer and feel that connection again. Feel that gentle press of the hands, now rooting you down, completing you. Thank you so very much for sharing your practice with me today. It's my honor to take a seat teaching. May you be well, may you be richly blessed, and may you always know peace that surpasses all understanding. And I hope you find a friend that you can share a little powdered sugar with. Our practice is now complete. Namaste.